everyone, welcome back to a new vlog. It's kind of dark in here, so I have to stand in front of this little window so you can see me. But I wanted to share that Mike and I finally got an apartment. Not this one, we're still in our Airbnb for a few more days. But it was kind of crazy touch and go for a while where I was like, what if we never find something? But we ended up finding something. Like the first viewing we actually physically looked at, we were like, this checks all the boxes, so this is the one. We're not even gonna bother looking at anything else. And so it was just so amazing how it all worked out. Like we really vibed with the landlord. And so I was like, I love vibing with the landlord. Like I think our last landlord was so sweet as well. And I was like, I really hope we have the same type of like relationship where you can just easily call or text them with problems. Like I don't feel weird about that. So I've still yet to like go live somewhere where I had to talk to an agency. Not mad about it though. So to celebrate, Mike was like, how do you want to celebrate? Do you want to get a treat? And I was like, I love treats. So wow, it is hot up here. I won't show you, hopefully. It is so hot in here. It's tough because these windows keep it really cool, but it's raining and so
you need to take your clothes off.
yeah, I need to film this so I can do that. I ended up getting an eclair and a tart. I don't know how to say this in French yet. I don't speak French yet. I walked in and I said, désolé. Petit français. Like I only speak a little French, but I didn't even say it fully. I like literally I like didn't even say a full sentence. I just said sorry, small French. And so she's like, ah, okay. And I just pointed to what I wanted, but I wanted the eclair because my dad has been telling us we should get it. So I did this for him and for me, and it's gonna be really, really good. Angel heaven music. Oh, look at this. I'm so excited to have this with coffee. Here, I forgot I have this for light.
Yeah.
Oh, so bright. Okay, that was so good. I devoured my half. No words. That was my first time having, I don't know, French people tell me what this is called because I couldn't read the little placard that the name tag showing what it was called. So I don't know what it's called, but like I was not expecting it to have like a vanilla pudding custardy thing on top, and it was just amazing, perfection. And then the Nutella one actually wasn't Nutella, it was like a chocolate pudding inside. Like the eclair is cold. I'm used to donuts in the US being like hot. Krispy Kreme donuts would have this sign outside, and if the sign was lit up, that means that they had just made hot donuts.
I didn't know that, Joe.
You didn't know that?
Of course you would know that. Joe!
No.
How did you know that?
Because I went there as a child. I don't know how you didn't know that.
Joe.
I think everyone knows that.
That was the most Rachel thing I've ever heard you say. I'm sorry, this isn't to make you feel bad. That was so
I don't feel
funny.
bad because
That caught me so
everyone
off guard.
knows about that.
I do not.
Anyway, it's because as a kid, did you ever take your report card in to get free donuts?
No.
Yeah, if for every A you get a free donut.
I think I went like twice in my life when I was a kid. I went more with you than I did my whole childhood, that's for sure.
We went one time.
I went a couple of times.
I don't remember going a couple of times. Anyway, here is my first bite. Okay, the eclair. Let me switch my camera around.
The eclair's pretty good.
He likes that one more.
No.
Yeah. We're at IKEA right now because we have to pick up some things for our apartment. I feel like I'm home. I feel like I'm seriously home here. I'm so excited to be here. Maybe I'll get some meatballs. How are you gonna do this?
Ligne 1, destination Cap Saran. Attention, ce véhicule se dessert par les arrêts entre Romain Roland.
We're back from IKEA and we just put together this pantry. Very excited about it because we've just had our groceries pretty much everywhere and there was no counter space. So now we have some organization to do. Mike is doing the wardrobe. We went to Too Good To Go again and we got nachos. So let's do a little dinner break before we organize clothes. Too tired to keep this going, and we're not going to do any more organizing tonight, so I'll have to finish up another time.
Pro tip: if you're moving abroad or traveling a lot with a checked bag, get a multi-tool. I haven't needed to use this very much, but like the IKEA furniture, or just when you need like a flathead screwdriver for something random, or you need to pop a drain open, I don't know, anything. This is just so clutch to have, and you never really need to worry about tools because all the most used stuff is in it. So that's my pro tip.
Hi everyone. Okay, it's like a week later at this point. I showed you guys the night we were putting all of our IKEA stuff together. So it's a week later. We had a really busy school week. I think that night I was too tired. And then we started focusing on getting orientation stuff done for school, going and getting our like registration. It was just a lot of back and forth, like getting our metro passes, like so many like little things that just kept taking time and waiting. And anyway, we're back. I think this is better because we're actually settled in to where we're living. Things are pretty much where they're probably gonna stay for a little bit. So I thought I would show you guys our little apartment and show you how we're living in such a tiny space. I do have to say it's bigger than our tiny house shed in California that we're living in, so it's of course like for us, we're fine with it. It's totally fine. But it is a really small space, and so Mike and I just have gotten used to kind of living on top of each other. It's kind of nice, honestly. More than anything, I love where we live in the city, and so there's a lot of things I really love about this place. The laundry, love that we have laundry. This is basically the whole room, and I know you can't see, I'll show you, but this whole room has the sofa bed. We never put it into its sofa form, so it just stays as a bed. And we moved it so that my pillow does fall off at night quite often, so I have to grab it from the floor. But we have our sofa bed out as a bed always. We moved it against the wall so that we had a little bit more of like walking space, and then our little technology corner where we have our laptops, charging setup and everything, which is the smallest charging station we've ever had, which is fine because I think usually our charging station is the station that gets the most messy the fastest. So it's actually good that it's on this tiny little table because it forces us to put everything away. And then we have this tiny wardrobe, which could almost fit all of my clothes in it, like just me alone, but it's just a lot easier if you can like fold and put things away. And so Mike and I did end up going to IKEA and getting this little unit that has some cubbies and stuff. So we literally like each just have two, where we have like all the bottoms we own, like sports, jeans, shorts, like any bottoms I have with my tops above. And so I don't have very many clothes anymore. And then because the wardrobe is here, we can kind of hang some things up, which mostly it's just like my dresses, because I wear dresses and Mike doesn't. So like mostly it's my clothes and the wardrobe with our underwear, and there's like a few extra spaces up top to like put our shoes we don't really wear as often, like hiking shoes or like my flats, that, you know, there's just such a small space in here. Might as well put some stuff away, you know. So, and then we have this little pantry we got from IKEA. So the two main things that are like furniture that we got from IKEA is, yeah, the cubes for clothes and this pantry, and it was like 20 euros for the pantry. But we just don't have anywhere to put food. The storage we had in the kitchen was just for dishes, and so we didn't want to crowd what little table space we have to eat at with pantry items, so we just got this little thing. And the landlord, like, we have a pretty good relationship with him. He's really chill, we're really chill. And so for me, I'm just thinking like, this is supposed to be a fully furnished apartment, so I don't mind furnishing it a little bit more and leaving it behind. Like, I'm not worried about trying to take things with us. I'm actually kind of proud of the fact that like everywhere I've lived with Mike, we've always managed to make it better than it was before. So like, running through the list, we lived in this tiny house shed in my parents' backyard. It was a shed, so we converted it into an actual like bedroom with vinyl floors, and we put drywall up, and it had a fridge and everything. So like we definitely made that more than a shed. We made that better. Our second place we lived was this trailer up in the mountains in Idaho, and the trailer itself was pretty rough. We just kind of cleaned it up, and the biggest thing we did to make it better was mouse proofing the trailer. So thanks to us, whoever is in that trailer now or uses it to camp or whatever, mice can't get in anymore. So I feel like that was a huge upgrade. I think I upgraded like the shower head. So like little things like that. But then the place I think we upgraded the most was actually our apartment in Idaho. That was also fully furnished, and so I didn't feel weird about like buying things that was missing from like the kitchen and just leaving it there. Like all of these places we've lived have been fully furnished, and then we just left most of our stuff. So yeah, I feel like Mike and I aren't super big into like decorating our spaces because we know we're not going to live there forever, but we will put some money into just making sure we have the things that we need, like a pan for the stove or a chair. Like we're into like buying the furniture that we need to make it actually like livable, but we don't actually decorate any place we go. The only place I've ever decorated was our little apartment in Idaho, and that was just like getting matching curtains because the curtains were a different length and different colors across the two windows that we had, and so I just like did that, like just like little things like that. I painted the cabinets from like brown to white just to open up the room a little bit. So that was like the furthest we took it, but we didn't know how long we'd be living there. But pretty much if we know we're not living somewhere for a long time, we don't bother with decorating at all. Like we just don't care. It's not where we want to put our money. Yeah, I wanted to clarify that with this apartment, because I feel like when I watch videos of people showing their place, I'm like, oh, okay, like that's their style, that's kind of what they're into. I get to see a little bit of like their personality come out in their space, and I'm prefacing and saying that like this is not my personality. Whatever assumptions you might have, I have not decorated really any space other than our Idaho apartment, which you can see in like other videos, and that was really just like cleaning up, and that wasn't even my style either. So I'm really excited for the day when I can actually put effort into my space and make it exactly what I want it to be. Anyway, tangent over. Let's move on with the rest of the apartment. So we have our kitchen, super tiny, but it's perfect. Like I think it has everything we need. The only thing is our door is not working on the fridge. Like it keeps popping open. So Mike is actually at the store right now to go get a tool that he thinks will be enough to go and like fix the spring on the door to change. I don't know. He's got it though. He knows what's happening. So we've been using this like side table as a way to keep the door closed and propped against it, you know? So we're really excited for when the door just works and we can actually move through the kitchen a little bit easier. But other than that, the kitchen's great. Like we love it. And then we have our little hallway that has like this little shoe storage. It fits like 2 pairs of shoes, and so we really just have our shoes lined up underneath against the wall. So it kind of gets crowded, but I think it's small and crowded, but then it's like you have to keep your space clean in order to like be able to use your space efficiently. So it's kind of good. It keeps us accountable, you know, to put things away. And then what sold it, okay, I love this apartment. What sold it is the bathroom. Like in Greece, we had this really narrow bathroom where we couldn't even walk side by side when we were both inside doing stuff. This bathroom is huge. Like they didn't have to have such a big bathroom for this apartment. Like they probably could have made it smaller. It would still be great, but I love this bathroom. It's just so comfortable. It feels like so luxurious in comparison to the other bathrooms we've had, and so I just love it. I love this place. And another thing I really like is the windows are beautiful. First of all, I love like the European shutter window look. I just think it's really pretty. But they're double panes. Like we have 2 windows, and it really does work to keep the sound out. Like we live on a really busy street with a lot of like touristy shops, and like there's a lot of bars and restaurants like just, I don't know, like 100 feet over kind of thing. And it's not loud. Like once we close these windows, it's so quiet in here. I also cannot hear neighbors, which love that, because I will say, and I don't know if I had mentioned this in our other Greek videos, but so pretty much from like the very beginning when we moved in to our Greek apartment, our landlord was working on his other units of the building, and it's all concrete, so he was doing a lot of like hammering into concrete, and like the jackhammer was going off all the time because they have to like change wiring and to like put things in. They had to like go through concrete to fix things, change things, take down walls, put new ones up, and so it was really loud all the time. But even when the construction wasn't happening, like we could still hear their conversations. Like it didn't make sense, and I was like, I guess it's like if you're in a parking garage and you can hear like people talking from super far away because it kind of echoes. So same situation, where we could hear our neighbors, we could hear them talking, we could hear them walking above us. And so I was like, wow, I thought these buildings would be a lot thicker, you know? So this building is really quiet. Like once I'm inside, I can't hear above or below us when they're in their apartments. And so I assume hopefully it's the same. Maybe I hope we're not loud. And so it's really nice. So I really love this space. It's really cozy. Mike and I are really comfortable here. Like the only con I could really think of is the fact that we're on a sofa bed. So it's a little bit of a weird shape and it's a little bit stiff. Like because I've got such a big pair of body with my butt and everything. So like when I sleep on hard surfaces, like I don't know if you can tell, but it kind of is like this, like my lower back doesn't get to touch the bed. And so I've always needed a really soft mattress so that like I can kind of like sink into it and level out. But I haven't had like a soft mattress like that since high school. So I've kind of gotten used to like sleeping like with my back like this. So that's like my only con, but that's just another thing that someday I can't wait to have a permanent bed where we're gonna be in this bed for 10 years, and then I'll just invest and get, like I usually have to get like the 6-inch foam toppers. Oh, and then it's perfect. It's perfect. I love the location. It's just an easy like hop on the tram to go to school, and it's 35 minutes away, and it's just not even a bad commute because it's like a straight shot down to school. I just love this place. It's awesome. I'm starting school next week. I actually just picked up my workbook. Okay, let me tell you guys something, because I'm gonna be so real right now with an international student coming to France. Like Mike and his Greek student experience was funny in itself, but they had a really good administrator who helped helped international students navigate coming into the school. And so we all like Mike and I thought like the Greek school experience was like very different than what we're used to in California, but we were like, whatever, it's the Greek experience, it's Greek life, like I love it. And so it's really fun to come here and see like, okay, that was the Greek experience. What's the French experience? A little bit similar, I should say. More paperwork, a lot more paperwork for sure. And it's like really nitty gritty paperwork where it's like I went into the office because they were like, something's wrong with your registration. And I was like, what is it? Like I turned everything in. I've been to the Welcome Center like so many times. They were like, one of the reasons was, okay, your profile, like your passport picture is different than the passport picture you have on your card. And I was like, okay, but it's still me? Like, is that a problem? And after a lot of back and forth, like, no, I guess it's fine. And I was like, okay, great. Like just because I'm wearing a different outfit doesn't mean I can't use it, right? Anyway, so it was a whole thing because you use your passport picture for your ID, right? So it was just super random, but I was like, okay, fine. And then I didn't get I start school it's Saturday, and I had my orientation for my classes Friday, and at orientation they told us what our schedule would be. So I had no idea what my schedule would look like for the semester. So I just kind of assumed I was like, it's probably Monday through Friday, it's probably this, like they said it's this many hours, and so I don't know, I had no idea. So I'm not used to that because with universities back home you get your schedule like really quickly. And then also along with that, it's like you get an email of all the textbooks you need for your classes like in advance, and so it's a whole thing where you have to order your textbooks online so that they can get to you in time. And so I went to orientation Friday and they showed us exactly the workbooks we would need for our classes this semester, and I was like, great. Took a picture and I was like, where do I get this? They said Amazon or the bookstores in the city center. I was like, great, let's go do this now. And they didn't have the books. And so I was like, let me look on Amazon. Amazon's like, we don't deliver this to France. And I was like, okay, maybe it's because I'm still signed in to American Amazon. I think I am. I need to like switch that somehow, but it just kept saying like, we don't deliver this. Weird. So I had to go through the bookstores, and luckily they had one that I could order and get today, Saturday. So I got one of them, but the other book isn't coming until next week. And so technically I'm going to be going through like my first week of class without this workbook that I also need. And so I'm kind of like, but what can I do? You know, they were like, is that okay? And I'm like, well, I hope so. Like, we just have to go for it and just see what happens. But yeah, we'll see. So that was something that I wasn't expecting, just having to find out like exactly what you need right before you're starting. It's so interesting going back to school as an adult. Like, I only finished my bachelor's in 2023. So it hasn't been that long, but I never thought I would go back to school. Is that sweetie? Hi, sweetie.
Hi, babe.
That was so quick. The line down and went to the store. Oh.
No, the line wasn't
didn't seem to be running at all.
Really?
Yeah, so I waited around for like
The bee tram?
yeah. So I went down there. It was weird. I actually saw the bee tram like 40 yards before the actual stop, but like the buttons wouldn't work and no one was on the train. And then I just went. I headed out to the stop, and then after like 15 minutes, I just saw it go backwards and it just left in the opposite direction. And I was like, that's really weird. And then yeah, nothing came for like 20 minutes.
Wow.
And then there was some sketchy people
Yeah.
showing up and coming out of the shadows. I was like, I am not dressed for this area. I'm dressed like a.
You gotta show your outfit.
I don't know. I feel like a.
He's
too
dressed
bougie
like
for this.
a Greek man who runs at the park.
Yeah, I don't know if you can see my leggings, but
He's just wearing.
this just wasn't the outfit. You know, you gotta blend in. I was not blending in at all. I was just yeah. And this dude walked up with like he was like all disheveled and he looked scrappy and he had like a black eye, like his eye was like sealed closed, and he was just like walking around like. I was like, this dude looks exhausted, but like he kind of wants to fight or something. Like, this is weird. And then he like came and just stood right next to me like this. And I was like, ugh.
Yeah, welcome back.
So I was like, I'm just gonna stand my ground. I ain't moving. And then after like a couple minutes, I was like, all right, Mike, how long are you gonna do this before you should probably just go? Like, we don't want trouble, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, the combination of all of those factors led me to conclude, I'm gonna go home now.
I think maybe I'll make this a short video. I'll do Paris separate, but I want to do a museum series because the first Sunday of the month in a lot of major cities, I think, they have free museum days. And with bigger ones, I think you have to reserve like a whole month in advance. And so I have one museum that I have reserved for tomorrow. So I'm gonna have a free museum Sunday vlog day once a month where Mike and I go to Paris, or just me. I go to Paris and we go see some museums together along with Too Good To Go. We've been doing lots of Too Good To Go. So I'm excited to do that in Paris and see what goodies we can get for €4. And yeah, I'll see you in Paris. Bye vlog.